What's up, Internet? I'm Mark,
I'm Rich.
and we're
Bards in the basement.
Today, guys, we're doing something a little different here. We are going to make a villain for D&D 5e, and we're going to be using the Dungeon Master's Guide. Specifically, what page?
Page 94.
Starting on page 94 there, guys.
Yep. We've got a screen, secondary screen. You can't see this, but we've got a secondary screen up here so we can see it, and we don't have to like divert our eyes a little bit too far from you guys.
Now, what this is actually doing, it provides you a roll table. So you can just randomly assign different features to your villains that you can just roll on the fly. You could be in the middle of the campaign and you could roll up a villain right on the spot.
Just your character start going off, talking to a random NPC, and you're like, wow, I really need a villain right now. Let's just roll a few things here. I got a 3. So that's what we're going to do here. So, Mark, do you want to roll for the villain scheme?
The scheme, everybody. For the scheme, we're going to be rolling a d8. And we got a 6.
6. The villain scheme is power.
Now, under each of these, there's actually like a little subheading to use another die to go further into what that scheme is.
A little more specific, you could just say power. He's power hungry. But these give you a little bit more options.
Gives you a little more flavor, if you will, to your generic villain there. So, power has a d4, and I rolled a 1.
And that is going to be conquer a region or incite a rebellion.
This guy wants to take over some shit.
Yeah, as you do with power.
You know, he wants to be the ruler. I don't know why. That's such headache filled.
And it almost never works. But, you know.
Don't be the ruler, kids.
Don't be the ruler.
Don't achieve high.
So on the next page, we are going to roll a d20 and figure out the methods of which this villain is going to achieve his power. And if it's really stupid and doesn't make sense, we're going to re-roll. Like, just honestly.
Alright.
Roll that d20.
With advantage. It's a number 4.
Number 4. Captivity or coercion. I can't say that word. Coercion. Coercion?
Captivity or coercion.
Coercion. What do you think? Is he going to conquer a region by captivating people?
By use of captivity or coercion?
That one.
I mean, that's definitely a way to achieve power.
I mean, if it's like a king or something. Do you want to go with that, or do you think we should change it?
Why don't we roll another one, and we can always
one.
decide.
Yeah.
You got options, kids.
This one.
You
rolled
crit failed
one.
that. I crit failed it. Why he's doing shit.
Agricultural devastation. That's actually probably a better way to conquer a region.
I mean, you can wreck fields, but I mean, if you're trying to take power, or for whatever reason, either option is a good one.
Okay, so let's leave them both on the table. Just agricultural devastation.
In fact, he could try the coercion part first, and when that doesn't work, like he tries to be buddy-buddy with the king and try to usurp him without him knowing, but if he's found out, he then starts razing and burning the village to ruin fields.
Alright. So let's go ahead and roll the d4 on the agricultural devastation.
Whee, everybody.
2.
Number 2.
Crop failure. He's just going to destroy all the crops.
He's going to wreck your crops. He's going to take your horses. He's going to leave you with only male cows.
So for the captivity or
coercion,
roll a d10. 3.
3, kids.
By eviction.
I don't feel like that'll really work for him.
2. By enticement.
Yeah, there you go.
He's going to try to bribe the king or whomever to get out of the land, and when he says no, he's just going to burn down his crops.
There you are.
We're gonna save that one. Enticement? What was that?
Yeah. Enticement, yes.
Enticement.
Number 2.
Enticement. So, hey, we already know what our villain's going to do. What could possibly be next? Whoop. Every good villain has one, and so should yours. A weakness.
we need a D8. But let's find what weakness this individual has. We got a 4.
A special weapon deals extra damage when used against this villain.
Ooh.
Ooh, special weapon.
I'm feeling a little Rumpelstiltskin from Once Upon a Time going.
Ooh.
Gotta get his dagger to deal extra damage to him.
I feel like that would go more with number 3. A villain is weakened in the presence of a particular artifact. I feel like this is more of like a silvered weapon.
No, the special weapon dealing extra damage, actually, because Rumpelstiltskin can only be killed by the dagger that has his name on it. And he's controlled by that dagger. You control the Dark One if you have that dagger. And it's the only thing that can kill him.
That's true. So, do we have any other tables here? No, that's pretty much it for villains. But I know, like me, you're probably thinking, well, what kind of extra damage is he gonna do? You know what? I think we should roll a d8. And I think we should use the prismatic spray spell. Prismatic spray. Red. Fire damage. Ironically enough, he's gonna burn down your crops, and he is, nope, we're gonna reroll that.
I mean, it's okay to actually say that, like, it's a holy fire that hurts him.
So your weapon would have to be blessed and do fire damage in order to hurt him?
Yeah.
Sure.
Had to have it blessed before, and then had someone enchant fire magic onto it.
So
Now, there's a quest to get rid of the villain, kids. Make them go get their weapons blessed, and then enchant it to deal fire damage.
that's going to be rough. So maybe he takes like a little bit of a penalty against blessed weapons and maybe a little bit of a penalty against fire weapons, but you can only kill him if your weapon is both blessed and has fire damage. At the same time, not like one hits and then the other hits.
But then don't they have sacred flames?
Sacred flames don't count.
Leave.
Let's think about this. What type of villain, like what race of a villain would be vulnerable to both blessed and fire damage, or radiant and fire, if you will?
For this, I would kind of go that it's probably something wearing some sort of enchanted armor.
You would go enchanted armor? I would almost go like a vampire.
Ooh. I got a one for you.
Mm-hmm.
An Azimir vampire.
Oh. Ooh. Like a fallen Azimir?
Fallen Azimir that's been cursed with vampirism. Because then it would have resistance to radiant, necrotic, and you could throw in fire in there. Just to make it more difficult for your party.
Now, but if it could only be killed with those weapons, would it still be resistant?
That's up to the DM. Here's a little fun thing about being a DM, guys. It's your fucking world. If you don't want your bad guy killed unless your party has decided that they're going to get their weapon both blessed and then enchanted with fire, or the other way around, guess what? Your players can't do anything about it, no matter how pissed off they may be about it.
They can hit him and hit him and hit him for days and go, I've done 400 points of damage to him. Why isn't he dead yet? You know what? Because he's not.
But make note, you have to provide them with the opportunity to find that information first. Unless
Or second. You could run right into him. The very first thing, you can't kill him and he escapes, and then go like, we have to hunt down this villain. Like, we have what is that?
I was gonna say, unless you're doing that classic thing in RPGs where the big bad does show up, knocks around your level 1 party because he fucking can.
Yeah.
And then either out of some sort of twisted code or just deems them under him, he lets them live and goes off to do his evil thing. And now the party's like, well, oh shit, that's what we're dealing with. We got to do some shit to get rid of him.
Yeah.
And then that starts their quest. There's nothing wrong with it. Cliches exist for a reason. It's a good way to get something going.
You could even introduce him early on in the game as an NPC, like a do-gooder. I mean, he is trying to conquer a region by attaining power. Maybe he's disguised as an elf, and he's one of the king's council members. Maybe he's a trusted advisor, and then he is slowly trying to corrupt the king. So, there you go. There you have it. You have created a villain using 4 tables and a few dice.
And a little imagination. Always bring the imagination, guys.
Doesn't hurt in a role-playing game. So, if you like this video, hit the like button, do some comments, leave out the hate, smash that subscribe button,
Press that bell.
The bell. I always forget about the bell. And,
because YouTube does YouTube.
YouTube does YouTube. Let us know if you want to see more videos like this. For Bards in the Basement, I'm Rich.
I'm Mark.
We'll catch you next song.